Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Dixon with another 95X Live. And joining me today, the three gentlemen who make up the musical comedy trio, Lewberger. We're talking about Try Guy Keith Habersberger, comedian and actor Alex Lewis, and Syracuse native and Emmy Award winner, Hughie Stone Fish. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to do this today.
Thanks for having us, Scott. We're very, very stoked to be here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys immensely. And it's appropriate because you're going to be in town on Sunday, April 10th, Wildflowers Armory. Tickets are on sale now. There's a $25 ticket. There's a $50 VIP. I'll put both of those links up in the video for this. You guys seem to have an awful lot going on. You dropped a brand new podcast. It's called Celebrity Theme Song. You've got Lewberger live at Lincoln Hall, which is available on Amazon Prime. You're on tour, and you all have your individual things as well. It seems like life is good.
I'll tell you what, man, the last few years, with not being able to tour, it was cool for us because we got to make a lot of stuff and explore a lot of different avenues, but we are all super duper grateful to be able to get back on the road. This is now our second time playing in Syracuse at Wildflowers, and we just love coming back to my hometown.
Very cool. Well, how impactful? The pandemic had to be impactful. I mean, you guys kind of like broke open with your appearance on Bring the Funny on NBC in 2019, and then boom, pandemic. That's kind of had to take the wind out of your sails. But it seems like all of you have been very active in finding ways to get what it is that you do out there into the world. How stoked are you now that we're almost to a point where we can say post-pandemic and we're starting to get back to the old normal as opposed to the new normal?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the setback was obviously frustrating. It was frustrating for everybody. We were able to pivot a lot of our shows to doing virtual shows, and we really found a great way to do that. So much so that I imagine we'll still do virtual shows, especially around the holidays. It's just a really great way to reach your fans who may not be in a city you're touring to. So I think actually that was a really good part of it. It showed us some other ways we can do shows and bring our comedy to people. We also spent a lot of time developing some, pitches and projects. So while we stopped working in the live forum, we didn't really stop working. We were able to write a lot of stuff. We got to be on America's Got Talent as well in that time. So we're able to make some things happen, but it's great. Being in front of a live audience, there's really nothing like it. There's so many things we get to do that are fun, but really nothing ever compares to being on stage, making people laugh. Also being able to do music is a language in itself. It's always a great time.
Very cool. Well, for me, I have to say, like, usually with comedy, I'm very particular, right? Like I'm more of a comedy snob than I am a music snob. And man, I lost track because my wife and I watched Bring the Funny, and we were both big fans. And then It wasn't until she found Try Guys in one of Keith's Eat the Menu episodes where I saw the orange t-shirt with the 315 in it. And I immediately went and did the digging to see what's up with the dude that's repping Syracuse. Nice. And I recently reached out to Hughie via Instagram of all places, and we were able to connect. And I do want to say congratulations on all the success for all three of you. There's an extra bit of pride with Hughie because with Syracuse being a smaller market and kind of like one of those Rust Belt cities where it seems like there hasn't been much that's broken free from here, probably since Tom Kenny and Bobcat Goldthwait. So it's really, really cool to see somebody from here, repping here out there in the world, and also bringing the show back here.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you saying that. I mean, these guys know, Syracuse. We were always repping 315. Whenever Alex does his impression of me, it always includes 315, bro. And man, honestly, I've been playing in bands since I was like 15 years old, and a big part of the driving force for me for seeing a life for myself in the arts was my experience growing up in the Syracuse area. So I just feel super grateful to have had an opportunity to play in bands in high school and play a bunch of shows and always be making music with cool people. And now that I'm able to do that on a bigger scale and here in Los Angeles, it's so important that I bring that back to kids, especially kids in Syracuse who don't have the same opportunities that I had growing up in a suburb.
Absolutely. And I think I was one of those kids growing up, which is why I think it connects so well to me, being an inner city latchkey kid that grew up in the Boys and Girls Club and things of that nature. What you're doing is very important, and I think more people in town here in Syracuse need to know about it, and we're going to do our best to put that word out for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
The other thing that I love about you guys is, especially when it comes to like musical comedy acts, either it's funny and the music's not great, or the music's great and it's not funny. But with Lewberger, I think both sides are equally as dope, right? Like from a musical standpoint, you guys mix in things that I think a lot of musical comedy misses on. And from a comedic standpoint, it's not like right down the middle. It's definitely like this sort of left of center thing that resonates really well with me. Who would you say you guys were most influenced by on either side of it, both music and comedy wise?
I think one of our biggest influences in general is just musical theater. Obviously, we love, Stephen Lynch. We love Flight of the Conchords. We love Weird Al, Garfunkel and Oates, all them. But I think one thing that we do, and I think it is very present in our act, is that we're very inspired by musical theater, which has been doing musical comedy probably the best out of anything. The music is always amazing, and the comedy is always solid in these big Broadway productions that you love, things like Avenue Q, 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, Book of Mormon, all really, really funny, and sort of like what you're saying, the music is amazing. So I think that, and even just in our performance styles and our use of different genres, like one of the biggest inspirations for us is musical theater.
Absolutely. And what's great for me is being in the alternative world at radio is seeing musical theater show its face a little bit more with some of the artists, whether it's Panic at the Disco or I Don't Know How But They Found Me. And even AJR to a degree, I think lean into that musical theater background. So I think, and you guys are of the age where I think your generation, with me being a little bit older, were exposed to things in pop culture like Glee, like High School Musical, and things where it became part of the fabric of the generation. Where for me, like I come from a generation where like musical theater was sort of like people were trying to redo Rocky Horror, right? Like, and it was never like, Gen X didn't have their musical theater moment, where I think sort of that borderline millennial thing from a grouping standpoint really stands out. And I think musical theater is a lot more accepted now that it's in mainstream media and also infiltrating the airwaves via these very influential bands.
Yeah, it's true. The musical theater, I think part of what it does, because we all have a background in musical theater and we also all have a background in non-musical theater,
lots
Keith,
of other music.
lots of other music. Keith was like studied French horn in college, and Alex is like loves rock and roll music. And so incorporating that thing that musical theater lets you do, which is look directly at the audience, dance, sing, be funny, sing a song halfway through, stop it, have a whole dialogue, and then get back into it, coupled with our music, which is folk music, rock music. We have a song where I just play the accordion and Alex plays a chain and funny instruments, so all of that together allows us to bring the comedy and the musicianship.
And you do both very, very well and at a very high level. And I think that speaks to the success that you've had since you broke through on network television. Once again, Lewberger on your screens and live in town April 10th, Wildflowers Armory. Tickets are on sale now. $25 for the standard ticket, $50 for the VIP. You can look down below this video to get those links and buy your tickets before you can no longer get those tickets. I look forward to seeing you guys live for the first time on Sunday. I know that my wife is excited to see you guys as well. She's in the other room geeking out as we speak. So it's an absolute pleasure. I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time to sit and chat today. I can't wait to see you guys live on Sunday. And for people that aren't familiar with Lewberger, what can they expect when they show up to Wildflowers on Sunday for the show?
Oh, wow. I mean, just come ready to laugh and listen to music that's quite good. We really try to cover a vast range of genres. There's some interactive elements as well. It is sort of ridiculous. And as long as the audience is having fun, the show might never stop. That's sort of the danger there. So we'll just kind of keep going. We did a show last tour and we added, I think, 4 songs during the show just because everybody was having a great time. We're like, we're still having fun. You guys want? We just kept doing it. It was great.
Very cool. Well, you had me at ridiculous, sir.
It's
Very
definitely
cool.
ridiculous.
Keith, Alex, Hughie, can't thank you enough for your time today. Go see Lewberger live this Sunday night, April 10th, Wildflowers Armory, and stop back later this week for another 95X Live. Gentlemen, thank you again.
Thank you,
Oh,
Scott.
thank you.
Thank you so much.